This is a show about jewelry, why we wear it, why it matters, how it's made, and what it means. I'm Alex D, and I turn cannabis into gold. I make mind-blowing jewelry in gold, silver, and platinum from cannabis plants here in Canada for stage, screen, for people who want to rock crazy jewelry. I'm the cannabis goldsmith. Oh, I've been busy as hell. I've been in design mode. I've designed some big hip-hop pendants that are being cast this week, and one of them's being cast tomorrow. So I'm crossing my fingers. These are one-offs. These are all our stuff is unique, right? So if it fails in the cast, we have to destroy it, it's a lot of wasted labor and effort and design time and all that stuff. And sometimes they will fail and they won't cast properly, or it's rare, but sometimes it happens. But anyway, this one piece that I'm doing tomorrow, it's you Star Wars people would know this, the Han Solo frozen in carbonite or whatever, that kind of frozen on a flat surface. Well, I've done that with the very top of a cannabis plant, an actively vegging cannabis plant, not flowering, so there's no colas or anything, but the plant is like reaching for the sun and growing, and those little small leaves at the top, those little shoots where all the energy of the entire plant is seeking out the light. I got a pair of scissors and snipped that right off. And that's what I made the pendant out of. Now, before you ream me out about snipping it off, the plant loved it, and it was getting too close to the light, so I had to cut it anyway. I took the live sprouty leaves, we precast them to lock in the look of them, to capture them, and then tomorrow morning they're being cast in sterling. The pendant itself is 3 inches across. It's huge. And I made a bail for it. And the bail is the part that your chain gets threaded through, that allows it to hang on a chain. It's the loop part on the top. And it's called a bail in jewelry terminology. But I made a bail out of a cannabis leaf, rolled, flipped over. So I'm kind of nervous to see how that'll work too. It's a complex cast with a lot of metal going into it. But the piece, I think, if it works, it's going to be sick. It's going to be so beautiful. And then there's another one. It's a leaf, a full leaf that uses a cannabis leaf bail also. So it's weird. It's like a double leaf one. So that's the heavy giant pendants that I've been doing. These are going to be very heavy. You're going to need heavy chain to wear these things. But I've designed the bail so that you should be able to put a chain right through it, slide a chain right through it and wear it like right away. You won't have to have jewelers modify shit or whatever. It's designed to be worn with your existing jewelry, your existing chains that you own. So anyway, when crossing my fingers if it works, and once I start finishing it, I'll put a picture of it up on our homepage. I'm going to put it on the homepage because I put so much work into this thing. And that's where it's going to go. It's also for sale too, if you want to have it hanging around your neck while you're rocking the mic on stage somewhere, or going to a friend's barbecue in the summertime. It's a statement piece for sure. Email me, alexd@cannabisgoldsmith.com, and we'll talk. All right, the Academy Awards. Here are my reviews of the jewelry at the Academy Awards. There was some amazing, interesting jewelry at the Academy Awards. There was a lot of jewelry at the Academy Awards. At first, I thought there was no jewelry at the Academy Awards. When I was looking at the pictures, scrolling from the red carpet, no, it's not red anymore. They changed it at the last minute to some weird champagne color. It changed everything. It ruined all the photography. It ruined all the video shot on the carpet. because all the designers had designed their outfits to be seen against red. So all the colors they picked out, the shoes, the jewelry, the makeup, everything was all keyed to be shown against red. And whoever the rocket scientist with the Pantone swatch book who decided to change this to a different color, changed all the other colors. They changed the background and everything. It's like somebody coming into your house and painting it a whole different color. Like, it's like, what the fuck? All your couches, everything would look different, right? Against it. It's like you're saying, like, why, right? This was a catastrophic interior design mistake. In my opinion, this Academy Awards, the award for a catastrophic interior design mistake should go to whoever thought to make everything taupe and beige. Like, apparently it was the person who does the Met Gala design or whatever. God, I hope they don't do it there too, because oh my goodness, or if they do, they should at least give the people warning so that they could key their outfits to match, right? Like, how stupid. Like, I could go on and on about it. But anyway, I couldn't see that even the jewelry, because it was hard to see against these weird colors. And the backgrounds, there were so many like frames and like poles and like things on the background that were growing out of people's heads in every photograph. Every photograph has like a pole or something sticking out of somebody's head because of the busy background with all this shit on it that doesn't need to be there. So if you're listening to me, Met Gala interior designer, keep the backgrounds sparse so the people show up better. So you're featuring the people. The other thing is, take a class on photography, on color, on lighting. Do that like now. Okay, now back to the jewelry. There were some huge pieces. And when my eyes finally got accustomed to the weird color casts, I managed to see emeralds. There were emeralds there. And the first thing I saw was an amazing necklace by Chopard. The Americans might call it Chopard. It's just in the most incredible high jewelry, like emerald piece. I guess it's from it looks like it's from the 1920s. It looks like it's a vintage piece, but I don't think it is. I think it's modern, worn by Sophia Carson. Again, I'll put links to all this stuff in the show notes so you can see. She's absolutely magnificent. But the first thing I saw were these emeralds, and they look like Colombian emeralds. And Chopard makes is super high-end high jewelry. And they're an old jewelry house too. Old. These are the guys that used to make tiaras for like the princesses and stuff in old Europe, right? Like in Europe, tiaras. I think they even had an entire room devoted to tiaras where the customer could go in and look, and they were all up on the wall. Like, like if you were going to a record store in days of old where records were on the wall, these would be tiaras. But anyway, that's that company. But the Sophia Carson is just gorgeous, and the deep color of these big emeralds. There's 7, and it's incredible. And they're paired with diamonds, smaller diamonds, but it's nice. The balance is really nice. So that's my favorite piece. I'll tell you that right away, of the big flashy stuff. But I do have a award to give the best piece of the whole show, and I'll give that at the end. But let me go through some of these other pieces. There's Rihanna wore a couple of diamond earrings that are kind of interesting. They're big, huge, giant kind of teardrop shaped, colored orange, brown, aubergine diamonds. Each one is like 35, 36 carats. they're matching in color almost. Like no two diamonds are the same color, obviously. Unless these two were cut from one giant one, but I don't think so. I think these were color matched and cut. They're huge, and then they're hanging off square emeralds. Look really nice, and then above that are upside down teardrop sort of diamonds that they're hanging from. They're huge. They're just like crazy. So the color combo is like green, yellow, and this like red, purpley color. Just crazy, crazy color. I don't know if I like it even, but, and who knows what it is, because the background is all like color cast with taupe and champagne or whatever the hell. But yeah, I guess, women were wondering how much these would weigh. Let me just do them. How much they would weigh on your ears. These would weigh, okay, just the gems alone would be about if you were in the UK, £1 coin on each ear. Or if you're in the United States, $1 coin on each ear. In Canada, maybe a toonie on each ear. That's how much these things would weigh. They're huge. So there's something. There was something to see. Jessica Chastain wore an emerald necklace, but I don't know. The emeralds are smaller. The way they're set, it's almost floral, and it just doesn't work. I just don't like it, but it's good. Here's the one that it's kind of weird. Like all the men at the Oscars, most of them weren't wearing jewelry. No, nothing. Like they should all be wearing brooches. They should all be wearing stud pins, as I call them. But no, they're not. They're not wearing anything. Except for Michael B. Jordan is wearing 2 man brooches. And not only 2 man brooches, but 2 of the same design man brooches by Tiffany. Like, couldn't Tiffany have given one of those to somebody else to wear? Like, oh, man. And wasn't one of these at the Grammys also? Like, are they trying to clear them out? Is this like, these are the bird brooches. Yes, that's right. They were, who wore them at the somebody wore them at the Grammys. I'll have to go back and check that out. Anyway, Sophia Carson, man, that necklace is just gorgeous on her. And the outfit, like this light whitey kind of, I mean, her dress suits the taupe. I mean, it's kind of like a wedding. This photo I'm looking at looks like a wedding dress, the top of it. All right. Cartier Elizabeth Olsen, really nice Cartier earrings, diamond and yellow gold. I like seeing yellow gold. These look like, I can't really see in the picture, but they look like tiny tube set, 18 karat tubes set with diamonds in a kind of waterfall pattern on each ear. Really nicely made, very beautiful. Cartier. And they say a 1990 design from the house's archives. Now, Cartier has, their archives, man, must be incredible because they've been around for so long. And these are nice earrings, okay? Sandra Oh's piece is different, but I'm not fond of it. I mean, she's rocking it, but who is that? Vintage Jewels. Brioni Raymond's Estate Collection. So it's a vintage citron quartz. I don't know, I'm not fond of it. I mean, it works with what she's wearing, but I'm really not fond of the design at all. Yeah, I don't know why. Personal choice, taste, I guess. And that's what jewelry's about. You can not like something too, or you can like it, whatever. Jenny Slate, Tom Brown, Evening Look, one-of-a-kind necklace by Massimo Gismondi for Genoa. Zambian emerald, 22 karat Zambian emerald surrounded by diamonds. There were a lot of like wrap necklaces at this and too many snakes. There were like a lot of the actors were wearing snakes, diamonds, snakes made of diamonds. As here we go again, like the men And was the skulls, remember? The snakes going through the skulls, the rings with the skulls, but this is the women too now. They're got snakes around their necks now with diamonds. One would be great, but 3 or 4 at the Academy Awards is a bit much. Leave the snakes at home. Fred Layton of New York does vintage jewels, and John Cho is wearing a starburst brooch. It's a vintage brooch, and I think I've seen a picture of it somewhere before. It looks like a Cartier brooch, an old vintage Cartier brooch, but it doesn't really say who it is here, who made it, but it's beautiful. It's like a diamond brooch in the shape of a starburst, and on his lapel, it's perfect. So he wins. John Cho wins our men jewelry category here for this, because it's really nice. Innovation in jewelry wearing goes to Denai Guerrera. I think that's how you pronounce her name. I'm not sure. Sorry if I'm butchering the name here. Denai took a diamond choker and moved it up her body and put it on the top of her head as a hairband for this really high-rise hairdo. But to move a diamond choker up there is not only creative, but like it works because it looks great too. It's a dividing line. It separates her head from the top of her do. So you get to see her both as with short hair and with long hair. It's like crazy. It's amazing. It's visually stunning, really. She's wearing crazy earrings too. I don't know what they are, but who made that choker? Masika's Divine, Masika.com, Divine Enigma Choker, 18 karat gold and diamonds. It's very nice. Angela Bassett is gorgeous, but these snakes, oh no, don't wear snakes. All right. That's pretty much it. It's pretty lame. But what I gotta say is there was a dude there. I think he was going to win the award for an animated film. He's a director, Lachlan Pendragon. And there's pictures. You'll see pictures on the fashion sites. You won't see it on the jewelry sites, but on the fashion site, you'll see Lachlan Pendragon. I think he's from Australia. And date. And the date, turns out, I was trying to figure out who made the date's necklace, like, because I like it a lot, and it's not one of these rich diamondy $1 million pieces. It's not that expensive, but it works, and it's why it's worn that makes the whole thing special. Because the date is actually Lachlan Pendragon's mom. It's his mom. And his mom is rocking this necklace made from ostrich feathers and like around her neck. And her son, this movie is about ostriches, apparently. I haven't seen it, so I don't know. But it has to do with ostriches, I think, an animated film. But anyway, his mom is there to support him, and she's rocking ostrich feather bling. And it works with her outfit. And she's just beaming with pride and joy at being there next to her son. Now, how's that for good jewelry wearing? And it didn't have to cost $500,000. It's relevant to what's going on. It's like supportive of the party you're with. It's kind of, that's what you wanted to do, so she did it. Like, it's excellent. I think that's a good way to wear jewelry. So anyway, that's pretty much it, I think, for this week. I mean, I'm so busy. I'm doing too much. It's like I'm juggling too many different objects at once. I'm working on pendants. I am so tired of not seeing good men jewelry at these award shows that I'm making award jewelry. Like, I'm making it now for next year. Like, I need to fix the men at these things. They're just like They need to be bolder. They need to take some risks. They need to wear jewelry that rocks. If they're not being sponsored by Tiffany's or whatever, they should come see us and let's talk. Anyway, okay, what was I working on? Oh, fuck. I just had some Megalodon, and it's intense. It's a Canadian strain, and I think it's like 12 different kinds of sativas bred together or something. It's a bit, it's, if I wander a bit, this is why. Anyway, yeah, so I'm working on some interesting pieces. I want to do some brooches, stud pins, man brooches in gold, probably in 18 karat gold, for an award show. I've got one pin. The design is locked in. It's incredible. It's going to use. I'm trying to source some narwhal tusk for a part of it, and it's like there's ethics around that. Like you can't capture them, right? This has to be found on the beach, right? Somewhere. The piece has to be found in the beach. And some dude has got some that he found in 1970 in Nunavut on the shore as like a beach combing. And so you buy little bits of this, but I only need a small piece of it for the piece. I want it to be Canadian. It's going to be 100% Canadian because that's what we make. We're a Canadian jeweler, and we're authorized to use Canada's national precious metals mark, which is the highest mark of quality for jewelry in the country, right? So I want this piece. If somebody's going to wear this at an award show, it's going to be made with Canadian components and Canadian metal by us. It's going to be a fully representative of Canada. That's when I congratulations Sarah Pauly for winning your award. You looked so adorable in your outfit and your big rose. And I was thinking, that looks. I'd love to make you a piece to wear next year when you win. But you looked great. I can't say you could have looked better because you looked really good. And congratulations. But if you want to wear a Canadian piece of jewelry next year, get in touch with me and let's talk. I'll make something Canadian for you. I guess in conclusion about the jewelry worn at the 2023 Academy Awards, the main conclusion, I think, is it was a hideous failure of interior design, but a lot of the jewelry there was jewelry you would expect to see at an Academy Awards. And so we got that. We didn't see much innovation at all in the way of jewelry there. There was more innovation, I think, in the clothing, but there was none really in the jewelry. And then you have to ask yourself why. Like, why is this happening? Well, the brands, a lot of the big jewelry brands, or even some of the smaller jewelry brands, will use this opportunity to showcase their products, their best products. This is a huge advertising opportunity for them. So I'm wondering why Tiffany was using the same brooches in this as they used in the Grammy Awards. This is a huge failure for them too, because frankly, they should have used this opportunity to showcase some of their other products, some different products. This seemed like an afterthought for them, a marketing fail, if you will, in the jewelry business. Like Jay-Z was wearing the same brooch, I think, that Michael B. Jordan wore at the Academy Awards. This is a huge failure. Ladies, if you walk into a room with wearing the same dress as somebody else, like, this is not good, right? And it's the same for men. Like, if a guy walks in, it's really hard to differentiate shit with like tuxedos. But when you start working on specialized items like jewelry pieces that cost a fortune, and Jay-Z is wearing the piece the week before, and now you're wearing it at a different show, it's not a good look. So I don't know what happened there. The jewelry at the awards show this year reflects the Academy Awards and Hollywood in general. I think it looks lost. Everything here looks sort of lost for some reason. And maybe it's because Hollywood is lost. Hollywood has been completely destroyed by the pandemic, by streaming, by stock market failures and contractions that are happening now, by these consolidation of these huge media companies buying movie houses, and all this stuff has all impacted the Hollywood movie business. And I think they're lost too. The whole thing about super movie stars, like in the past, that could rock these huge jewelry pieces, like Marlene Dietrich, or rocking enormous pieces, and the whole infrastructure of Hollywood geared to bring focus to a movie star, to levitate the studio brand, and these kind of like nobody goes to movies and theaters anymore. Like the glamour, the Hollywood glamour can now be achieved in 100th of a second with the bold glamour filter, right? On a phone. Now we know it's not real. It's not a real thing. It's not like a piece of jewelry that you can wear, or that can sit in a safe, or as an investment, or that can showcase the talents of a jewelry house or a jewelry designer or whatever. This is the bold glamour of the future. So I don't know. I think the big jewelry houses that were kind of lost as well here on what to do. But you know what? I'm not lost. I know what the future is going to be like. The future is going to be different. So the jewelry should be different. And that's what we do here at Tribe. We do crazy fucking shit here at Tribe. And we push the boundaries on jewelry. We make jewelry relate to the modern world. That's why we design jewelry out of cannabis plants. It's like cannabis is all around us. It's being legalized or not, or whatever, discussed. People are consuming it. It's in food. It's in whatever. We've brought it to jewelry and into high jewelry, and that's how we're making jewelry different. Now these other these big jewelry houses, they're at a loss of what to do. They have this huge legacy, like a boat anchor around their ankle. It's also the best thing about them, but it's also a boat anchor because it tethers them to the past in a way that they can't innovate, right? And by innovation, I mean design innovation. Generally with the jewelry that we make and they make, the better jewelry is all made using old world technology and old world methods, all made by hand. Like it's all done by hand. And that's what makes it high jewelry, and made high carat golds with high quality gemstones. That's what makes it high jewelry. But the design needs to change. The design needs to change, and they have to realize this. Anyway, that's why we're here. We're doing it. So if you're looking for next year movie stars, if you're looking for something that is different and not boring, come see us and let's talk. Anyway, that's it for the Cannabis Goldsmith this week. I'm going to try adding some video to this episode. It's just some photography of plants, the plants that we use to make our products out of, to cast in precious metals here in Canada. So I'm going to run that as background and see if Spotify treats us any better for it. Spotify AI, if you're listening to me, please give us some traffic. You know, that we're here bringing creativity to the podcast, to podcastosphere, and to the jewelryosphere. Anyway, that's it for me, the Cannabis Goldsmith. See what we do online at tribe.ca. The CA stands for Canada. You can see what we do on Instagram. I don't put a lot on Instagram, but I do post stuff in my Instagram stories, products that I'm working on today or whatever. I'll put in Instagram stories. You can find us at TRIBEDOTCA. And if you forget that, just go to our website, tribe.ca, and then at the bottom there's an Instagram link. Click that. Email me. Tell your friends about this podcast, whether they like jewelry, like to wear jewelry, they work in the industry or whatever. This is a show about jewelry, how it's made, why we wear it, what it means. I'm Alex D. I'm the Cannabis Goldsmith here in Ontario, Canada. and I'll see you next week.